structure is a pergola, and we're making it out of cedar. Stuff has very similar properties to redwood. If you've ever worked with redwood before, it's soft. It doesn't harden as much with age as the pine woods do. And so when we build something like this, it also, cedar has a tendency not to warp very much, but it will warp a little bit. We're using 2x6 framing on this. Everything is, for the most part, the part that holds on is kind of a notch together fit. Now, another traditional way this was done, let's say, I think it's based on an old Roman garden structure. It's made to provide shade, but not really keep the rain out. And then, you could grow some vines or grapevines or something up around it. Then on some of the other designs, you'll see large wooden pegs run through here, and then everything kind of shoots over. When we have property line issues, we're not extending too far over on some of this stuff. But on this, you would use deck screws. Okay, you use a lot of finished deck screws so that you're going to be a little more secure and get the wobbly out of this thing. One of the things that makes us different from a lot of other types of structures is your stiffness on your framing generally comes from the top down. Okay, all your reinforcement and everything's done at the top, and then it stands on its legs. Now what we've done is some small concrete pads that are hidden. So it looks like it's on top of there, but there's actually a rebar spike that sticks up to keep these things from moving around. Now the upper will stiff up with some diagonal bracing we'll show later. But what I did was I poured some very small concrete pads here that then get camouflaged under the gravel. And of course this is all set on with this kind of Lincoln log peg arrangement. It smells kind of neat here because we've been cutting and routing cedar. And then on lumber edges, I'm hitting all that with a router, because what will happen is eventually things kind of age a little bit. And we're not trying to do a fine furniture finish here. We're just trying to round things up so you don't get splinters coming off of a rough edge. So we'll show more of this as time goes on in the video. I've spent about a day and a half making the parts for this. And of course now we're going to be putting the parts together. Nominal dimension on this, I think, is a 10 by 8 roughly.